Well, John, thank you very much for agreeing to see us. I think it's fair to say that we've gone back a long way. You and I were both members of Farnborough Council and also Rushmoor Council at the time that Rushmoor Voluntary Services was set up.
Yeah.
So very, very much involved in it. So tell us about what you remember of the early days of RVS.
Rushmoor Council was set up. Various organisations determined to join up in the two towns together.
Mm-hmm.
Like the CAB had one organisation, and for a long time I was the honorary whatever then. Rushmoor Council of Community Service, well, they were called together, people who were interested in Aldershot. It wasn't called Council of Community Service, it was called something else, but Farnborough was called that, and people were called together to decide whether to become one organisation in the area. I did attend that. You probably did too.
Yeah, you and I were both on the original organising committee when it was set up in the time of Rushmoor Council.
Yes.
And there was a lot of military organisations involved, weren't there? Because we had a good connection with the military at that time.
Yes, that's true. And I was asked to become chairman at some stage then, probably at the opening meeting. And we did form a committee of which you were obviously a member. Was that right?
Yeah.
Various people were members from both towns, and it got off to a reasonably good start, I think. There wasn't as much fighting as there occasionally was between Aldershot and Farnborough councillors.
You would have been chairman when Bob Thorpe, Brigadier Thorpe.
Yeah.
He was a big name at that time, wasn't he, with the community services?
Well, I'd known Bob quite well because I was the mayor while he was commanding his local branch. He was a great success. He got a wonderful reputation as doing various things that were needed to be done. He came to me one day and said, you know, we don't need this committee. I can run the thing. I said, Bob, you're not used to being in a charitable organisation, a democratic one. Don't try and abolish the committee because it would get you seriously into trouble.
Well, committees were our lifeblood.
Absolutely.
But now you were chairman for a long period of time.
A long period of time.
So now, what were the highlights, would you say, in that period of your chairmanship?
The county decided it could no longer afford to have minibuses, so they were going to get rid of them all and close the thing down. I don't think you were on the committee at that time,
No.
were you? Well, I said to the committee, this is rubbish. We can run it just as well as they could. We had a minibus to start with. So we took it over. And as you know, it's still a great success. In fact, when I go out of here on visits, I'm usually in a minibus, one of the RVS minibuses, and the service works extremely well. And then, lo and behold, they wanted to close down the home help service. They couldn't afford to run it any longer. They thought this was absolute rubbish. Anyway, again, I said to the committee, do you think we can run this? They did. So, using the same figures, charges for the people who were being helped, we made a great success of that, and we've still got it going.
Taking the view of the 50 years you've been virtually involved with Rushmoor Voluntary Services and all that time, next week it celebrates its 50th anniversary.
Right.
So how do you see Rushmoor Voluntary Services and its role in the community today?
I think it's been a very useful organisation. It hasn't been politicised, if that's the right word, ever. Certainly wasn't when I was chairman, because we had very strong help from the other parties, apart from my party, and it worked extremely well.
Yeah, well, I think your comment there about the politics is right. And you and I have enjoyed a long friendship, even though we have a different view politically. But the one thing that we have shared is the passion for our community.
Yeah, that's right.
And I think, thank you very much, John, for giving us the time for this interview. But also, I will thank you on behalf of Rushmoor Voluntary Services for the service that you've given to the organisation over the years. Thank you very much.
Thank you.